What is going on, my lovely and beautiful D.D.D fam? It is your boy Brendan, aka Drip, from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, we have my first take on Mitsurugi Orcust. I know I'm late to the party. I just didn't have the Mitsu cards, and I didn't want to buy into them because I was worried about the ban list. But since the cards dropped so far in price due to the reprint announcement and the reprint announcement and everything like that too, I decided to go ahead and pick them up and go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on this iteration of the deck, just from my personal opinion. Obviously, I know the deck is good. I know other people have already shown that. I'm not denying that or saying that my opinion is better or anything. I'm just saying for people who are like me and have my kind of play style and what I like to do, like the longevity type games, the grindy matches, I'll really enjoy the interaction back and forth. It's just how I like Yu-Gi-Oh! And how the engines pair with one another and feed off of one another. The comparison is basically going to be between this and the K9 version that I run, but this is just the version 1.0 for me, my version 1.0. There's probably a couple of things I'd like to change and a couple of cards I'd like to try to fit in. We can talk about that when we get there, but we had a really small OTS tournament this week, but I managed to get first place. Tiebreakers actually did not screw me for once. And then I pulled my very first Starlight. If you've been members of the channel for a long time, you know every time I open sealed product, I've yet to pull a Starlight or QCR, unless it's like one of those like rarity collections that's different, where the higher pull ratio. But yeah, I was really happy about this about pulling this in general. I don't care the value; it has a lot more sentimental value. But let's go ahead and get into this video. We're going to do this in like engines. So we're going to go ahead and start out with the Mitsu engine. This might be a longer video, and some of y'all probably already know this, definitely if you're already a Mitsu players. So you can either fast forward it or just whatever you need to do. But I'm on 3 Ame, 1 Murakumo, and then yes, I am main decking the Futsu. This card is just too good. And then 1 red, purple, and silver, Saji, Armasa, and Kusanagi. I like the full engine. The ability for me to be able to play the full engine and still be able to have 15 to 16 non-engine is really impactful. I don't like going over 15 to 16 non-engine, maybe 17 max, but like any more than that, I feel like you're just asking to brick on too many and not have enough starters, personally. But the 3 prayers, obviously, the 1 ritual, shout outs to my friend, teammate Andrew for allowing me to borrow his ritual because mine's not here yet in the mail. And shout outs to you, Andrew, for selling me or trading me the Mitsu stuff that I didn't have. Like the pre-preps and stuff like that. This is the full engine. I really think you should be playing the full engine for a couple of reasons. 1, Futsu just wins games in sololy. A lot of people are smoke shaded by Murakumo being the main boss monster, but in all reality, it's actually Murakumo. They're entwined together and it's really nasty. But what else is really nice about Futsu is when they are making a push to push through your board, they have to burn all their resources to push through your board and deal with Murakumo. That if Futsu sticks while they're trying to break your board, you're setting yourself up to remake your board on the crackback. So Futsu just applies way too much pressure that a lot of decks now can't push through the first wave of your board. Definitely if it's backed up with the Orcust cards and negates and stuff, that they can't push through and then still grind with you. There's a couple of decks that can grind with you out there, but not a lot can. But that's the main reason why I like Futsu. Before coming into this, I only basically knew what, like, I didn't know what Futsu brought to the table for, like, fully. I knew he was grinding, he can reborn and stuff, but like, it's one of those things you have to experience it yourself. I mainly knew what these cards did. I didn't really understand to the max potential of like what level that this card provided you. Because I just never played it. I played against it enough to know that I needed to deal with it, and I knew ahead of time that I needed to deal with it more so than I needed to deal with Murakumo. because if I didn't deal with it, then Merkumo was going to be indefinite. So like I knew that much, but I didn't understand. It's one of those things you just have to experience it for yourself to understand, I guess. But there's nothing I would change really with this engine. I have tested without the bricks or whatever that people call them, without the Kusanagi, Armasa, and the Futsu. It's basically just running 3.1 and then the pre-prep package. That version's good, but it makes it a lot more top heavy, and I personally don't mind drawing these because you can just tribute them off of prayers and get access to their effects anyways, or keep them in hand and use them to ritual summon with. Orcust standard for the most part. 3 Girsu. If you want to know where my shiny cards are in my K9 iteration of deck. If you don't know, I am the orchestra. So I have like 4 play sets of everything. Orcust. I have a whole binder full of like different play sets. So like this is just my spare play set of everything. This is self-explanatory. You need to run this. You cannot not run this. You cannot just run this. You can't. Because on your opponent's turn, when you're trying to get more interaction because you had to recycle your cards on your opponent's turn with Baby Taya, aka Galatea I, you need a search target for Galatea I to be able to get this or this back in the graveyard if you didn't already have it in graveyard. Because without running an extra name like Wand or Nightmare, you can't successfully recycle your stuff to get both of these in graveyard. So you need an extra name to play, and that's what this comes in. And on top of that, this is a nice extender for when you get hand trapped to death. So you have to run. There's no way around it. Non-engine. 3 Fua, best party monster hand trap. 3 Ash. 2 Droll. 3 Droplet. And then the best hand trap in the entire game. Shout outs to my friend Andrew for letting me borrow these. Sorry if you hear my puppy. She's mad because she can't get the cat food. But anyways, this card is disgusting. I haven't bought into this yet because I'm terrified that they're going to do like another rarity set and then have this in there as a reprint. But one of my friends, Connor, I'm shout out to you if you're watching this part, because I didn't know you actually watch my content, but you do sometimes. So shout out to you. He was saying I should probably up Droll and drop droplets to 2. I might actually test that out because the only reason I have droplets in here over Dark Ruler and stuff like that is the ability to quick interact with Arthalion, and my worst matchup is Dracotail, because they just body us with Arthalion and overwhelm us with bodies, and they can actually in some fashion, if they get too established, they can grind with us, even though that deck's not meant to be a grind deck. But since I'm playing this mainly at locals and other locals in my area, I might just go ahead and drop this to 2, because in my area I'm the only Dracotail player currently. The reason why I'm only running 2 Droll currently though is because I don't want to draw these in tandem if this sticks and resolves. So like it's one of those things like with my rule of Charmies is I really like running just 5 Charmies. I don't like running 6, because like when you have 2 Charmies that resolve, drawing Charmies off of Charmies just really sucks. So like I like to play mine in ratios of 5, and I like to contribute Droll as one of those as well. So like I don't, even though it's like I don't know, since they interact like differently with each other, they interfere or whatever. That's my thought process, but I still want to try because this card's just too high impact right now, I think. But I don't know. Only time will tell. That's one of the things I would like to change. Another thing that I'd like to change. This is a 41 card list. Is I'd like to be able to try to fit in called by, and potentially if I had even more room. I just don't like going over 40 or 41. Definitely not 41. Is prosperity, because if I want to play in a Droll, I'm just going to play into it and put them in better habit. Because prosperity can help you dig for so much, because your extra deck is wide open. All your extra deck is just side deck tech and pretty much Orcust stuff, because the Mitsu stuff doesn't really require any of the extra deck stuff. They might have like a card or two in there that helps you utilize it, but there's nothing. It's just wide the hell open. 41. Extra deck. Baby Taya. Two Big Taya. Masquerena. Link 2s. That's all for the Link 2s. Long Girsu. Gorgon. This card's actually really stupid. It's insane. People always think you go SP Little Knight when you summon this, when you go IP, but summoning this is just absolutely diabolical. And what else is really nasty too, even though it doesn't really come up very often, but if you're playing against a deck that utilizes the extra monster zone, if you have one occupied and you leave the zone in front of it open, you could summon this back off of Futsu. A lot of people don't know you can actually summon this back off Futsu. You summon it back off Futsu and lock down their extra monster zone. It's kind of funny. Definitely if you're playing against like Malice or something like that, it's really funny. Ilil Girsu, the main boss monster of the deck. Self-explanatory. Boral Sword, Game Sword. OG of the entire deck. This card wins games. That's why we run it. What's really nice is if you've heard me say this in my Canine iteration, it's even more so free in this deck than it is the Canine iteration. The reason being is because one, Girsu that resolves fully without being impermed or veilered can turn into OTK between this and Dingirsu, but with an open board. But what's really nice about this iteration is Murakumo can help you get an open board because you just nuke their entire board, and then you make Game Sword with Dingirsu, and you just plus whatever else, and then just kill, attack for game. Really love it. XEs, Ding, Zombie Vampire. I find myself not really summoning this very often, so this can be really anything. I always hard make this because since I run the wand, I can get full combo nonetheless, regardless, without having harp or anything like that. But I don't like gambling unless I'm playing tier limit. That's the only time I like gambling. So I don't want to mill 5 and just waffle, and then I can't go Orcust combo. So, but it's still there nonetheless. Typhon is like standard Emperor Zurg. That's what he looks like from Toy Story. He's a better breaker. Initially, this was Dynamondo, which in the longer matches, Diamondo is the better option in like the grindier matches. But generically, this is better in my opinion because it is more generic. It requires less setup and obviously just more generic to make. But Dynamondo is still a very good option. If you wanted to and you didn't want to gamble and you just wanted to cut Zombie Vampire, you could potentially run both. Run Typhon and Dynamondo. You don't even need the Zombie Vampire because if you, like I said, if you make the 2 rank 8s and you just hard make Dingirsu, link off into got Baby Taya, search, Crown, summon Crown, link 2 into Galatea, Baby Taya banish Dingirsu, summon back, Galatea effect, shuffle this back into the extra deck, grab whatever you need, whether it's Crescendo or Babel, and then summon this on top of Big Taya, and then attach. Normally I go the Crescendo route at that point. Attach, and then you have protection from like breakers like Lightning Storm and stuff like that. And so your Crescendo is definitely going to be live because they can't just enter battle phase and attack over your Baby Taya. And then I run Super Poly in the side deck, which is the MVP for the side deck. And these are my targets. Fuck Dragontail, even though I'm a Dragontail player. And then these two are just generic. At one point, I was actually testing Instant Fusion just to summon this. And because it basically turns this in a normal Instant Fusion and a normal summon into SP Little Knight. And protect him from targeting. From like Draco Tail and stuff like that, but I ended up cutting it. It didn't make the final version 1.0. Side deck, Nibiru, Primal Being, mainly there for the Yummy decks, Mitsu Yummy. because if you can oversimplify their board to where you only have to deal with one engine, the Mitsu cards can help you push through the one engine pretty well, even if they have hand traps. That's why I run it. And then 3 German Super Poly, Alti that is. German is the best printing, can't change my mind. I love Italian and I love Spanish and all that, but German's the GOAT. 3 Super Polys, card is just nasty into everything. And you can even use it if you want to for push for game, because you tack, and Super Poly your stuff out for your Super Poly targets and attack for game. It's really funny. 3 Lightning Storm, 1, not that. 3 Lightning Storm, 1 Duster for the back row removal. This is really nice because when you're playing against the Mitsu decks and even sometimes Yummy, you just interact and force out the back row early, then you can pretty much just push through the rest. So like I want to I want to force out the purification. I want to force out the prayers, all that. Definitely for the ones people who are not running Futsu. If I force out the prayers, all I got to deal with is a discard for Murakumo, and guess what? We're playing Orcust. So if you're going to force me to discard, then I'm just going to go +1/+2 on your ass. So I don't care. So I like these cards, and they're really good in the Rogue too. And then again, my shiny cardboard is with my other deck. 3 Dark Ruler. I was maining this at one point, but I decided to play Droplets instead in the main. I haven't missed this in the main. Cross out Purification. Cross out's disgusting. Cards at 1 for a reason. I actually drew this a lot last night in the very small amount, like the small tournament that we had. Kind of funny. I think every time I sided it, I drew it. But that's it for the main deck and extra inside. 41 cards in the main, 15/15, obviously standard. Initial thoughts: the deck is really good, and if you don't mind putting your opponent on better habit when it comes to draw, then this is the version for you. If you want to completely just catch everyone off guard and play through and around almost every hand trap that's in the game while forcing your opponent to go neg while they interact with you, then the canine iteration is better. The Mitsu version can bridge into Orcust clearly with the rank 8s, but the Orcust cannot go into the Mitsu like it used to with imps being banned. But the canine cards, they both bridge. Orcust can bridge into Canine, and Canine can bridge into Orcust. So there's more consistency per se there. But the Canine version is more top heavy than the Mitsu version. The Mitsu version can grind more than the Canine version. But the Canine version has more interaction on your opponent's turn than this version does. This version also has more extra deck space and more flexible in the side than the canine version. It just boils down to personal preference and what you like. I like both of them, but I think for the time being, I don't know if it's because I play too much of the canine version or whatever, I want to take a break and just have fun with the Mitsu cards. Mainly because of this card right here. But yes, I like both versions. I think, which one do I think is more powerful? It just depends. It depends on the pilot, and it depends on like obviously your hand. But that sounds stupid because that just sounds like standard Yu-Gi-Oh. But I feel like if the canine version went first, then it's better than this one. My personal opinion. If we're going engine for engine, non-hand trap, because of all the interactions and the gates and stuff like that the canine version can put up. But if this one went first, and it just depends if they had canine cards in hand, then they might be able to slow this version down. It just depends on the pilot and what you have in your hand. Like, again, I know that sounds stupid because that's standard Yu-Gi-Oh at that point, who goes first and what they draw. But it really just boils down to the pilot. Fortunately enough for me, not to try to toot my own horn, I'm really good at piloting this deck. or just Orcust itself is what I mean. But I expect more Mitsu content moving forward, Mitsu Orcust. There's a couple things I want to try to tweak, but this is just version 1.0, so we'll see when we get there. But if you made it this far and you've listened and watched everything, then shout outs to you. Pat yourself on the back. I really appreciate you. If you don't mind, please check the description for all the ways to support me. My Patreon, my Discord, all my affiliate links, and my merch store and everything is down there as well. I thank you so much for even just watching this video and support me in that way. Please leave a like if you haven't already. It helps me a lot with my channel and helps push my video out there. Leave a comment if you like this kind of content, or if you have the privilege to test both versions of the deck, which one you like the most. Please don't hesitate to let me know. I like to see your all's feedback. Everybody has different play styles and different things that they like, so you just have to be open-minded to that and not try to force your opinions on other people just because they have different play styles. But it's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D. Signing out to next time. Peace. Good dueling, my guys. Love you.